Thank you so much for taking time to watch the replay of my webinar, How to Launch from a Bad Year to Your Best Year. I wanted to give you a little heads up before this begins. I actually hit the record button a little bit late. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything, just maybe me talking just a tad, but we're going to jump right in here. But just wanted to let you know that also there's going to be a giveaway at the end of this. Just stay tuned, hang in there. There's some great content ahead. Thank you so much. Take care. Be brave. So much. All right. So I want to give you these 5 keys, and they're going to be the beginning of your strategy for launching from a bad year to your best year. And now, key number 1 is this, okay? I want you to take some time to describe who you want to be. And let me explain this a little bit. Oftentimes when we are in a dark place, when we are in a place where we've struggled, we go back and we ask ourselves a question like, or when we're thinking about the solution, oftentimes we're thinking about changing. Well, I've got to change what I do. I've got to change. You know what? There has to be a change with where I work. Oh, there's got to be a change with how I'm doing this, or there's got to be a change with when I'm going to do. I've got to do this faster. I've got to do it slower. You know, and we're asking these questions, and we're addressing the solution in a very external way. We're addressing the solution. We're saying, I'm going to make a resolution. My goals this year are going to be that I am going to find a new job. Or my goal this year, I've got to make a resolution that I am going to eat better, or I am going to exercise 10 times a week, or whatever it is. But if you answer all those questions and you do all those things, but you don't first answer the question of who you are, who you want to be, then you're going to miss it. You're going to end up empty at the end. Because who you want to be always takes priority over answering the question of what, when, where, and how you will be. So it's always who before how, what, when, and where. And I want you to think about this. Just take 5 minutes after this call, and I want you to write it down. Don't be a perfectionist. Don't try to be all smart and get your words exactly right. Just get it down. Do you want to be a good parent? I want to be a better spouse this year. I want to be a more loving person. I want to be a person who has great integrity. I want to be an honest person this year. And these are things that maybe you weren't last year. Maybe they were the root causes of the failure of last year. But take 5 minutes and write down, describe who you want to be, because everything else will stem from that. Everything else will stem from who you want to be. And if you answer that question, you'll be well on your way to your best year, because your best year will be founded on a clear sense of who you are and who you want to be. Any goals that you set will be grounded, will find their best foundation in the answer to who do I want to be. Lindsay, let me know if this is still freezing up on you. I see on the chat that the slide is cut. Just hit me if it's not working for you. All right, now number 2 is this. Don't be afraid to expect great things. And this is one of the big roadblocks for when you've had a bad year, is that you're a little gun shy to believe that this year could be any different. But what's the alternative? The alternative is to expect more negativity. The alternative is to expect to be run over again. It's to expect things to just go from bad to worse. But no, you can't be afraid to expect great things, because your expectation determines your attitude, and your attitude will determine what happens and how you see and the perspective you take on the things that happen this year in life. And it will change the way that your life goes. Your attitude is so important. And the foundation of that attitude is your expectations. What do you expect from this year? Your positivity, just know this. Your positivity needs to be relentless this year. And anytime you hear negativity, negative voices speaking up, you hear people speaking negatively about you, use again that trigger method. Use that as a trigger to be positive, to expect great things. And when somebody tells you the exact opposite, somebody expresses to you that there won't be great things, you know what? Use that as a reason to say, you know what? I believe there will be. I believe that there are great things to come. Greater things are coming. You have to hold on to hope and believe that you matter. You have to hold on to those things. Don't be afraid. Just because you got burned last year, don't be afraid to expect great things, because the alternative is to expect not so great things. And that is never a place to start, because it gives you a negative attitude, and you need a positive attitude. So 2 is don't be afraid to expect great things. Number 3 is this. You have to ask for forgiveness and forgive. I don't think there is any bigger roadblock to having a really, truly best year. I don't think there's any greater roadblock than unreconciled relationships. They are the things that nag at you at 2 o'clock in the morning and keep you up at night. They are the things that are stealing your potential. Unreconciled relationships are keeping you immature. If you cannot address relationships and relational tension, then you have a maturity problem. And if you have a maturity problem, you can't unleash your greatest potential. If you are avoiding conflict with individuals, with people, you have to stop doing that. It is robbing you of your best. It is robbing us of your best. I'm going to pray for you this year, and I hope that you will hear me when I say this, because last year was a year where I had some very, very difficult conversations with people that I love. And they were those just not in your stomach, just not in your throat. Like you can't even, your heart's racing so fast, you can't even think of the words to say. Those kind of conversations, I had some of those. And you know what it took? It took courage. But you know what the result was? Confidence and strength and reconciliation and joy and excitement and energy. All those things were the result of the choice to forgive and to ask for forgiveness, to reconcile relationships. Let me get that back up for you guys. So I want you to take a moment and maybe list out those relationships that need reconciling, that need forgiveness, those people that need to be forgiven, and those that need forgiveness, that you need to ask forgiveness from, because there's nothing that will kill your 2016 faster than unreconciled relationships. So that's so important. Let me go to number 4 here. And for some reason, I'm having trouble with this. Are you guys still seeing the slide? All right, there we go. You should be able to see it now. Okay. Sweet, thank you. Number 4 is this: believe that you matter. It's easy to get in that place when you've had a rough year, to just feel like, man, does my contribution even matter? Does it even um, man, is it even worth my time to put it into this? Or is anybody even listening, or does anybody even care? And guys, you matter. Your life is so important to the people around you. Your contribution is so important to the world around you. And I'm not talking about being famous. I'm talking about discovering what it is you were created to do and doing it, and living that life, living a life in such a way that, like, you know that you matter. You know that you are valuable to God, and you know that you are valuable to the people around you. Um, and when I talk about your greatest contribution, it doesn't always mean that you're going to be, speaking in front of thousands or on television or whatever. No, like, your greatest and most significant contribution is what you do today. You have today. You aren't promised any other day. So your most significant contribution is what you will do today, the choices you will make today. And you have to believe that your life matters, to the people around you. And it matters to me. It matters to us that you embrace that you remember that just because you had a bad year doesn't mean you don't matter.